The movement is to silence all opposition and force everyone to acknowledge the new morality. It's moving through the government, but not just the government. It's moving through the entertainment industry. It's moving through the media. It's moving through big business now. Big business used to be conservative. It's changing. It's moving through the corporate world. It's moving through the educational system, through children's programming, through the web, through big tech. It's moving even through the army, through all things. Beyond it is a totalitarian thing that most of us who've grown up here are not even used to in America. You know, we started talking like years ago, they talked about, okay, political correctness, okay, that's, they say, but now this thing has morphed into this. It's the same thing. We will not allow you to speak against, we will not have dissent. In fact, we will seek to force you to speak to agree with what we said. You know, in 1984, George Orwell's warning is that at the end, the government, that's not enough to say don't speak it, they seek to force the man to praise the government. Well, that's what it's seeking to do, celebrate, and if you don't celebrate what the Bible says is wrong, we will come again, we will punish you. But that's what Rome did. They sought to force everybody to acknowledge Caesar was God. And you know why when you hear about those things about Christians going to the lions, you know why they went up? Because of that. Because they refused to offer sacrifices or incense to Caesar. That's why they went to their death. It's a totalitarian impulse in our world today, Roman impulse. American children are now being indoctrinated in their first years to think the way they're told and come against anything that is against that. And the fact that it's happening in America America is leading in championing this throughout the world now. Even Europe. Now, Europe, we think, well, Europe is more left. Yeah, politically they are. But culturally, they're shocked by what's happening in America. They're seeing America as an ungodly thing that's seeking to force all this immorality on them. It's scary that it's America because America was the only thing that got, well, at least political thing or national thing that was actually stopping these things up to this day. Lincoln said America is man's last best hope. In the 20th century, America fought against all these things, all these totalitarianism, but now it's giving into it. It's championing it. A culture that crushes all this. This is very much end time stuff, guys. This is what because we know in the end times, in some way, this Roman civilization is going to manifest outright. But this is already beginning now. And when you see these things, a culture that seeks to crush every form of dissent, combined with the fact that the very issues they're trying to crush are particularly biblical issues or biblical morality. And it actually tends to be anti-Christian, which would lead us to conclude that this is all linked to what the Bible says will be in the last days. An anti-Christian civilization that seeks to crush all dissent, which leads up to the Antichrist himself, which is the horn on that last beast. We're seeing both an anti-Christian spirit and a spirit that seeks to subdue any opposition, namely Christian or conservative. It's no accident that the great evils, totalitarian forces, Nazism, communism, they were passionately anti-Christian and passionately anti-Jewish. There's a reason for that. That's the beginning of the spirit of the Antichrist. And it's not just a matter of end-time prophecy. It's affecting your life now.